Hey everyone. So very exciting. We are getting started on our final project already for this unit. And the final project is creating a game. Because creating a game in Scratch that is really fun is a huge project and it can take a while to do, I break this up into two parts. So what you are going to be working on right now is game part 1. By this part 1 deadline, you should have a game. You should have most of your game coded, and it should work. I want to see that you have a plan. Later, for the final game deadline, you will be adding fancy details, like levels or a scoreboard, etc. If you want to see the rubric for the final game, you are welcome to click on that here also. But you certainly do not have to have any of this stuff finished for the part 1 deadline. If we look at the calendar, so the game part 1 is due here, then you have a whole lot of time before the final game deadline here. When you get started with your game, you could go in a few different directions. You could create a game by following one of these common game tutorials down here. You could find your own tutorial, like on YouTube or wherever, but do that at your own risk because some of them don't actually make sense. Or you could just invent your own game. If you're feeling super confident in Scratch, that could be a great thing to do. But for everyone, following a tutorial might be really helpful to get the basic outline down before you go on and add your fancier personalized details. If I were you, I'd start by looking at these project examples, see which type of game you might be interested in, and then going on to Scratch and following the tutorial to make that type of game. So follow the tutorial, get your basic game figured out. That's all that's due for this part 1 deadline.